This is gonna be a love reading for Taurus. We will see that the cards are showing someone from your past whom you're not with at the moment and who has matured a lot in the amount of time that you spent apart and who started recently to think about you and think about the things that you had together. At the top of the reading, we can see the main two energies that are initiating this whole situation. Six of Cups. There isn't a better card to talk about looking back at memories, looking back to the past in times where we felt very happy. This is an energy that talks about feeling very affectionate and connecting to people in a way that it's very innocent, as though we were doing it without any baggage, without any problems surrounding the situation. They're definitely revisiting the past, and at this point they feel that they want to go back to those happy times where things in a way felt much easier. The Six of Cups talks about unconditional love, usually the love that you get from your parents growing up, and the love that they're thinking about, it's something very close to that, where it didn't matter anymore just what they needed. That was a time instead where the main focus for them was you, or maybe it was the way they felt you loved them, without any limit, boundary, or without asking anything back. And throughout the months, the years that they spent apart, they just realized that they never had that. They never experienced that again. And in other words, they never found anyone like you. And for the next card, we have the Hermit. This is a time of reflection. What they're doing here is detaching from the situation, their reality, maybe their friends, their family a little bit. They need to be in a quiet place where they can really think about what happened in the past, why this ended, and if they feel strong enough to maybe pursue the situation again with the risk of being rejected. But this is also talking about someone that throughout the years became much wiser. They look at the past and they think, where could we be now if we did things in a different way? And so they're going within, they're trying to go back to that innocence. Whenever we go inside to look for answers, we go to a place where we don't have a lot of boundaries and where we don't think based on our experiences, but we just think based on what we truly desire. And this is exactly what they're doing up here. And we can see some good progress coming soon right after this initial phase. Three of Pentacles. This card usually talks about investments and spending time and energy doing something and at the same time starting to see some results. And what we can see here is pretty much the same energy that we've seen up here, where they were trying to analyze the situation, understand better what to do. And on top of that, here we can actually see them in action. The Three of Pentacles talks about developing skills, but also collaborate with others. And in this case, the collaboration to me means that they will try to reach out. They will try to initiate a conversation again, trying to see where you're at, if maybe you are with someone else, or maybe if you are also still thinking about them. This is someone who recognizes that in order to really get to that end goal, they need you. They need to have you on board and they need to do it the right way. And although it's not easy for them because maybe a lot of time has passed or maybe because the relationship ended for something that they did, regardless of that, they're really trying to get back in touch with you. They will try to send messages, maybe start by looking you up online and see what your life is right now. Overall, they're making plans in order to come forward and tell you something that they cannot keep for themselves anymore. Five of Cups reversed. It's pretty clear here that they were never able to move on from you, from the situation, from the relationship. And this is exactly what they will tell you as soon as they will get back in touch with you. Usually the Five of Cups talks about letting go of baggages, letting go of situations that are not serving you anymore. But in this case, that transition, it's not happening, being this card reversed. They're still caught in the past and they think that the relationship that you had is a missed opportunity and they want to go back to that. They want to revisit it in order to see if there is still a chance to make this work. And if here we've seen them analyzing the situation and then starting to make a plan with the last two cards, we can actually see the real action and the real first contact that they will have with you. Page of Cups. This is a beautiful energy, a happy surprise, and overall this card talks about quick emotions coming in. We definitely see a very emotional time for them and for you. And this is not just happiness and love. I definitely see a lot of anxiety and a little bit of worries as well in here, which makes perfect sense. This is not an easy situation, although the love and the passion, the interest, it's so strong and definitely strong enough to maybe look past those worries and just focus on the things that they want, on the person that they want, and just focus on you. And keep in mind that the Page of Cups talks about intuitive messages as well, which in this case, it's telling us that there is a lot going on outside, but also inside of yourself. Maybe in a way you were expecting them to come back. There were a few things happening around you that kept bringing you back to this person. And maybe you also had some of this Six of Cups energy where some of the memories came up and it was completely out of the blue. It didn't make sense in that moment, but it will make sense now. And we can see with the next card that the situation is destined to progress. Two of Wands. With the Two of Wands, we definitely have progression. We have a moment where we start to see those first results. We go from the Ace of Wands, which is just the initial burst of energy, and we start to see certain things happening around us. And so what we see here is that probably after this conversation, you will go out, maybe on a date, or at least having some coffee and keep talking about this situation, keep talking about the past, and maybe start talking about the future as well. This is an energy that aims to gather strength, making plans, prepare for action, which means that there is some kind of talk about how maybe to fix things and start thinking about the long-term goals. What I love about this card is that the main energy behind it is that need and desire to make plans and give life to that first burst of energy that we had with the Ace of Wands, regardless of the obstacles. You might have a million reasons why not to do this, but this energy is strong enough for you to put them aside and welcome whatever is going to come next. In the extended video linked below, we will see up here what really went wrong when you first were together. We will try to look into what they think about you and how they feel about you, and eventually we will see where the situation has the potential to lead you to.